Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blackshirt Breakdown. My name is Steve Marik. I'm a staff writer at Inside Nebraska. And that man over there, he is Jay Foreman, our NFL veteran and former Nebraska Blackshirt. Jay, how are we doing this morning? Nebraska is a winner again. They defeat Rutgers from the East Coast, coming over to the Midwest, 14-7. So yeah, good vibes in Lincoln again. Nebraska is 5-1. What'd you think of the game? How you been, sir?
Well, it's always good when you win, So I think, ask how I'm doing. I'm always good. After a win, I think it was a tough win. Rutgers makes you play the way they want to play, which is rugged and physical and kind of a gloomy kind of fall. They make you play, even though it was about 150 degrees, they make you play football like it's 45 and sunny. And we had a brisk win yesterday, so. It was a good, tough victory, and I think you can build off it because you found a way to win. And then also, I think this is so far in the first six games, I think this is probably the signature um, victory for the defense. Where I think they stepped up multiple times and made plays and put their stamp on the season.
Everybody was talking about, the how the defense is gonna um do against this rush attack from Rutgers. Kyle Monangai, one of the best running backs in the country. He got things rolling a little bit in the first quarter, but then after that, just not much. I have kind of a cool stat
Right.
that I like. So in the first quarter, Kyle Monangai had 3 runs of over 10 yards.
Oh yeah.
After that,
First three times to touch the ball. Yeah.
yeah. Then after that, his longest rush in the second quarter was only 2 yards. His longest rush in the third quarter, 2 yards. His longest rush in the fourth quarter was 8 yards. So after that
Right.
first quarter, just Jay, like what Matt Rule talked about it a little bit after the game. What happened after the first quarter?
Well,
What was Rutgers doing, and then what was Nebraska changing, adjusting? What were they doing?
yeah. Well, Kyle Monangai, first of all, that dead leg that he was giving people. I love the dead leg. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
you
it's the
do.
best move out there. And
Yeah.
he was giving people the dead leg, and it was pretty fierce. And so, the thing is like we were giving up a couple runs. The equivalent of the runs that we were giving up are what me and you, or when we discuss direct access plays. So when you have somebody there and you don't you like impede his progress or hit him a
Mhm.
little bit, like a clean move, and he's gone. That's how you give up those. The first play he got Gifford, and then he got somebody else, and then he got Singleton. And so when you just do a little bit better job of using your fundamentals and tackle, then that eliminates the ability for him to go from a 2 or 3 yard gain to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 yard gain. So I think what they did was they made a little bit of adjustment, brought up a bigger defensive lineman. So you had three big guys at times. But then also, I just feel like they just played better. I feel like they might have called a couple different fronts and maybe made some adjustments, which they should, right? Coach White is a great coach and got great assistant coaches, Terrence Knighton included, and Butler and Dvorak. But I think the guys that took it upon themselves to play better. They played a little bit more physical. I think they owned and set their gaps, to make it more clear for the linebackers to make plays. You saw Bullock get active, you saw Bear get active, and you saw Javon Wright get in there and get busy towards the end, and then Shavers as well. So that means that the whole complement of the linebacker room, along with Stephon Thompson, came in and put in work, and the depth was there to allow Nebraska to finish the game. And so it's a combination of things. Make a quick adjustment, but then also I think the players made an adjustment in how they're going to come out and show out and play. And then also you got to understand that you have, I think, the best running back in the Big Ten, and he's going to make plays. Rutgers is a good running team. They ran on everybody that they've played, but they haven't ran to their normal output against Nebraska,
Mhm.
and that was a huge part of it. So I think you want to give credit to the players and the coaches to make an adjustment after a little bit of a slow start. And the slow start was all really two things: one, being there and not making a decent enough tackle to slow him down. And then number two, they just took it upon themselves to play better. So I think once they did that, then you start to see the Nebraska defensive line start to catch up and overwhelm the Rutgers offensive line.
Before we get into some of the breakdown, let's talk about the offense and the special teams. Let's stick with the offense first. First kind of off game that we saw from Dylan Raiola, really. What did you see from Marcus Satterfield's unit and then Raiola especially?
Well, look, you got Greg Schiano, who's a defensive coach and special teams
Hmm.
coach, by nature, and so they've had up until this game, they had 5 games to study him and 5 games to study the offense and what works, what didn't work. I think they did a really good job of tackling well. They were physical, but they were very very well coached as far as technique and how not to, allow any yards after contact. And I don't really think that Dylan was confused or anything like that. It wasn't like the one interception. You know what? You just got. That's what.
Hmm.
Hey, it happens. You know what? Just a mistake, and it won't happen again. And you know what? It's a learning experience for a 19-year-old true freshman playing against the best of the best. But I think a little bit, was the wind and also being in the moment, right? A tight game. You haven't been able to get anything really get going. Rutgers is attacking the ball through the player. And then, when it's with the wind that was, if you were in the stadium and
Yeah.
you saw it on their field goal attempt, right? The
Hmm.
wind it was like a three-part wind. It was the wind that you have in the present time that where you're at, the wind that you have in, say, like in the quarterback's case, mid throw, and then the finishing wind that kind of held the ball up there and just allowed a half a step by the defender to get there. And so if you don't have experience at it, and you don't get that experience, you can't get that experience anywhere. You just have to kind of deal with it. And then the next time he has some sort of win like this, I think it'll be able to. All right, I'm gonna go back on my fundamentals, and then guys need to get open a little bit better and make some plays. So I think it's a combination thing, but I don't really think it's a thing that like, oh, he's in a freshman slump or anything like that. I was just more of the byproduct of the circumstances and the inexperience of just playing in the wind versus a freshman being nervous playing against Rutgers and stuff like that. If you know Dylan at all, he really likes the bigger moments.
Special teams wise, two block punts. Rutgers got two on Nebraska. Brian Buschini kind of doing some heroics himself, taking a hard shot in the first quarter, then kind of toughing it out the rest of the way and uncorking just a beautiful 69-yard field goal that absolutely flipped the field and made life tough on Rutgers offense in that final possession of the game. Jay, what is going
Yeah,
on with the special teams? The protection on
yeah,
the snaps, the protections. We've kind of seen it all with the special
yeah.
teams. What's your take on
Well,
this?
I mean, I think it's just a little bit of a little bit of everything, kind of like Baskin Robbins, and I think it's both Baskin Robbins and positive, and then obviously the negative. And so, the first block kick, you got to give it to Rutgers. They timed that bad boy up to perfection. You needed the gunner to come in and be the extra body. They just had too many rushers for two less blockers. There was no right answer for anybody that was blocking. I guess, Lindenmeyer, he could have probably blocked the inside guy that eventually blocked it and then blew up Buschini. And then on the other one, it was a little bit of a byproduct of the first one, where essentially they're going. We used to call those submarine rushes, where essentially it's an all out, all or nothing block because we're trying to create some positive momentum.
Hmm.
Now, on the flip side, I know everybody, the easy answer, oh, let's go fire coaches. But on the flip side, Ed Foley and staff, and in particular Ed Foley, has those guys coached up enough to stop a fake field goal, right?
Hmm.
And it was actually ran good enough to where if you weren't coached up, and we've seen it in prior staffs, that they would have got the first down. Game could have been a totally different game. Then on top of it, the same, I guess, aggressiveness for Rutgers special teams is the same way that you have Brian Buschini, complete a 30-yard pass to
30
Dante
yarder to
Lloyd
Jalen Lloyd. Yeah.
or Jalen Lloyd, excuse me, Dante's his dad. And so, you just kind of probably need to hone in on the mistakes, because it's kind of like my golf game. Either I hit it good or I hit it out of bounds, or hit it in the water. So I think we need to get it to the point that where our misses aren't as bad, and then we continued along in the positive, where the positives are equivalent to analogy of a big drive. And I think the bye comes, at a really good time for the two units or all of the units, right?
Hmm.
You get happy and healthy defensively. Tommy Hill and some guys, I know Stephon Thompson and even Javen Wright, you kind of, whether it's get back in game shape, get healthy to some guys, right? And then really do some self-scouting on defense, right? Especially, look at run defense. We want to play like we did in the middle of the second quarter on in the first quarter. So there's no leeway for an offense to do anything. And then offensively, you want to look at, okay, what did we do well? What did we didn't do well? What does our young freshmen do well? What type of play calls, running back room and all that, and try to get some guys going. And the special teams, I think you just need to look at and say, okay, where have we broken down on the three block kicks? Because we know exactly what Indiana is going to do at home with the
Hmm.
crowd noise. They're going to try to get you backed up and block a kick and try to get up on you early and put the dagger in their heart and just ride the momentum, to victory. So I think the bye week comes at a really, really good time. It's also a really, really good time to continue to get the players' ears and eyes on the bigger prize because you're coming off of a hard-fought victory versus a hard-fought loss. The best three, like we're best 3-9 team and all this one-score game. Now we're starting to win some of those one-score games.
Mhm.
So it should be a little bit more positive.
All right, Jay, let's get into the film here. This is going to be one of our larger film breakdowns. 8 plays, I think we have in here. That's kind of the most that we've ever done. But um, everybody kind of wanted me to put all the goal line stand plays in there, so that's where a lot of these are coming. But let's start off with Nebraska's second touchdown of the game, the second and final
Yeah.
touchdown. In fact, at
Oh.
the end of the second quarter here,
All right.
Janarin Bonner just gets an end around and takes it for 11-yard touchdown. Shout out Ja'Cory Barney Jr. Not a lot of people are going to be talking about blocking with him, but I think he kind of showed a little something on this play. But Jay, I really love this concept, this play design for Marcus Satterfield. A lot of misdirection, a lot of making Rutgers' eyes wrong. Just what did you see here, and what did Nebraska do well here?
Yeah, exactly that. You want to take a defense that's really, really aggressive and use that against them. And I like this. This is a little bit of a la Kansas City Chiefs right here. That'd be Tyreek Hill, and then here comes Travis Kelce from back in the day. And
Mhm.
remember when we talked about different body types that this
Yeah.
offense has from Bonner, Fedoni, Carter Nelson, and then you got guys in there, Bullock, and obviously Barney in there as well, right? You got different body types, but they're all extremely athletic and you could do a multitude of things. I got it right there. I like a good ball handling there by Dylan, right? The
Hmm.
fake there, fake kind of dive pitch right there, a la Kansas City again. And then you letting Bonner use his athletic ability and beat a pretty good linebacker Powell there to the pylon and get up 14-0. And like you said, you normally young freshmen like Barney don't buy into blocking, don't buy into being physical. But he's a tough kid, man. He's a physical kid. He had a real physical tackle and a tough or not tackle, but physical catch there a little bit later, or
Hmm.
actually in the third quarter maybe. And so look, you got to give him props because if you're going to score, you need against a team like Rutgers. You got to get down and dirty right here. And this is a kid again, 19-year-old. This is a team building winner. Good blocking by the offensive line. You got Jenkins coming tight, looking for Powell. I'm sure you'd like to throw right there and try to chop him down, but you got in
Hmm.
his way enough that Bonner, led by the block from Barney,
Hmm.
is able to beat two defensive backs right to the pylon and to the end zone and get up 14-0. And obviously that this score right here is the deciding score. And also, you want before we move to the next one, big ups to Marcus Satterfield to saving that play. Hadn't been ran all year
Hmm.
and is executed a little bit better than the one that we had against Illinois. So big shout out to Marcus Satterfield.
And talk about, saving plays for the right moments and having counters ready for plays that you have already shown earlier in the season. I thought this was a really, really fun one, this second play that we're going to break down here. Look, I mean, we've known that Marcus Satterfield likes to put the ball in Ja'Cory Barney's hands on a multitude of ways. We've seen him with reverses and kind of those quick pop passes. This one looks like it's going Ja'Cory Barney all the way on one of those reverses, but then it turns into a really cool, well-designed screen from that goes to Ramir Johnson, and the acceleration from Ramir caught my eye as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to sometimes you got to think players, not plays. And that's what Satterfield has been doing a good job right here. And Ramir is a big time playmaker, but more importantly, look at the block in there, right? Give it
Yeah.
to Coach Donnie, Latovsky, Jenkins, and you had a really good block by, I think, Borkacher at the very beginning up there top, or maybe that's Lindenmeyer. But that's how you get these plays. They're a little bit slow developing plays, or it's Bonner actually getting a good play, right? You fake it right here, right? Fake the reverse, right? Good. Look, Dylan, cool, calm, and collective right
Yeah.
there. Good Tula right there. Good pocket. Good arm angle, getting it there. Good catch by Ramir. Good block. Good peel back block here, right there by Ben Scott. Right,
Hmm.
everybody's doing their job,
Yeah.
and then Ramir goes from zero to or first gear to fifth gear pretty quick, and is
Hmm.
able to outrun some angles. And now you got a play that's maybe just generally a first down, good physical breaking tackles to an explosive play. So I like the play design.
Hmm.
Look how quick or look how downhill Rutgers is playing right there, taking
Yeah.
himself right out of the play. But the speed, strength, and quickness of Ramir, and then obviously the extra effort by our offensive line allows us to become a really, really explosive play. So I like the play design. I like the execution a little bit more, or a lot more. I like the physicality just as much, and this is how you get up 7-0 eventually
Hmm.
by making these type of plays, trying to soften up the defense. But more importantly, when you're running these kind of gadget plays, you don't forget you got to be physical. You got 300 pounders down there running, both the guards right here running down there trying to lead the cavalry into the end zone. Good Jenkins right there got on him. Right, look at the Latovsky. Go ahead, get you some, young man. Go ahead,
Hmm.
get another. Go ahead, go right. You like that? Get a double dose of that right there. That's a good effort right there by Nebraska's offense.
Talking about good effort, let's swing to the defensive side. Right now, Vincent Shavers, Sierra Wright made this play. I love Sierra Wright setting a hard edge, and then Vincent Shavers doing what he can against Kyle Monungai, one of the best running backs, not only in the Big Ten but the country. Just really good looking true freshman with Vincent Shavers Jr. at inside linebacker.
Yeah, I think he burst on the scene. You start hearing about him in spring ball. He's explosive. He's fast. He's got a good body, good build. Look, he's thick. Boom. That's what I'm talking about right there. See,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
Hmm.
That just gets me hyped. I know you
Hmm.
want to give Sierra Wright a little bit of kudos right there, set the edge, but this is how you really set the edge. Do your job, get up off me, and let's get busy. And right there, knock him back. A little hockey assist there on the tackle. Yeah, I gotta see this again. Watch this right here. Watch him drop the hammer right here, Steve. For people listening right here in the Blackshirt Breakdown, this is how you take on a block here in 2024. Good footwork. Look at it. Look at the pads. Look at the leverage, Chief. Hands, right? Get him up off me, right? Use his leverage against him, right? Shock and release. Come and get some, Kyle Monangai. Come, yep. Listen there. This jersey against Florida, Florida won. You know what I'm saying? Look, knock them back, and then you let the count. Look at all those hats right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead, get you some there. Makai Bear, go ahead, get you some. You playing against your hometown team. Watch this again. We're gonna do this one more time. Watch this. Shuffle, square pass, get up off me. Let me get busy, and then everybody go ahead and get some. We need Nash to jump in there and then break some backs, but he got a little bit of a quarterback. Sorry about that. I got a little too excited.
No,
I
no, I
mean, this
like
play
it.
right here
Yeah.
gets me high right. Look at this right here. Shock, shed, hit. That's a coaching tape right there. And the
Hmm.
best thing about number 12, look how much dirt he ate right there. He got all those
Yeah.
black pebbles in his face. Watch this. Watch this. Watch number. Look at this dude right here. He's skidding on his head. Watch it. Watch it. Get up off me. Go ahead. Get some of that red in your face there, baby. Good job right there by Shavers. He didn't get the solo tackle, got the assist, but he
Hmm.
made the play right there. By not only that's a great example right there, Steve, of doing your job and then going playing football, right? Anybody could have said that I got blocked, right? Get up off me. I want to get to the ball,
Hmm.
right? And I'm going to be physical, right? Drop the hips, right? That's a teaching tape 101 right there. Dvorak special. Get up off me. That's what I'm saying. Get back at it. You're right. I like that right there. Really good job there by Sierra, setting the edge and condensing the edge. Good job right there.
So we go from one really good play to six of them. At the
Mhm.
goal line, this is a really, really good goal line stand, just filled with really good individual efforts and guys using teammates in correct ways. It was really just kind of a really important moment in this game to turn these guys away, not let them get any points on the board. I know shutouts are super, super important inside that program. Fourth quarter shutouts especially as well, but Jay, this is the first down, first and goal from the 2 yard line. What did you see here? Obviously, some stunts in the interior, doing some damage here. And Riley Van Poppel made an appearance on this one. So that's game three for the true sophomore out of Argyle, Texas. That the staff is planning to redshirt. But we'll see how that goes the rest of the season. But they threw Riley Van Poppel out there for game three, and just in a kind of a big boy kind of run game, and this kind of fit him
Yeah.
well. So, but Jay, what did you see here? This is just a loss for three, I think.
Yeah, I mean, on a day that honor Dr. Claire, it's fitting that you got Riley Van Poppel, who's wear 44 to go out there and make some plays. But what this is here is a good stunt here, a good run stunt,
Mhm.
run really, really well by Van Poppel and Nash right here. And look at and before you play right here, they get a little bit of adjustment here by Tony White. They go big boy, we're going big boy. You got Judy, Nash, Van Poppel, Ty, and then
Mhm.
you got a bigger Jack linebacker there and MJ Sherman that's probably a little bit more physical than Princewell. And
Mhm.
then you got your regular linebackers right there. So listen, we're going 44 defense or a 5-2 defense, and we're going to get, hit it and split it. But right here, it's good execution, better than before, right? You get them going to the ball, but look how Nash is tight right there. Look at downhill, eyes up, making a really, really good play on a tough back right there. with Gifford there to clean it up, right? And that's what you want, right? You don't just want to run these stunts blindly and not see the ball. So this is a
Mhm.
really, really good job here by Nash. Even a better job here by Van Poppel, eating up two guys and holding your ground, right? And look at him. He still be able to be on his feet, and he gets in the screen, right? Watch how he runs this little TT stunt or a TN stunt right here. Look at he gets in there, doesn't get wiped down. Nash comes down. I don't know how they missed him. Now he gets into the backfield, penetration, direct access. There's Gifford, and then I think there's Buford up there, and then you got Sierra Wright getting in the mix and Ty Robinson. That's a good job on first and goal. Knock him back. Here it comes again. Good play there by Nash, and good job there by Giff getting the tackle for loss. And now you're pushing them back and setting the tone because we're not just going to bend the knee and just let you score.
So Deshaun Singleton got called for defensive holding, I believe, on the play after this. So this was Rutgers' first and goal from the 2.5 yard line. Jay, what did you see here?
Well, again, you got the big boy unit in here, but then we got enough personnel that we can cover, right? Again, you're going to try to give it to your dude. Boom. See, there he is.
That's a collision.
Yeah, there you go, right there. And good hit right there. You got to get a little bit pads lower, right? Good, strong physical run there by Kyle Monangai. But he didn't get in right there. We probably like a little bit better tackle, but I like it that we look at the defense line getting off right there, right? Probably need Judy a little bit more square, right? But it
Mhm.
looks like he's getting a little bit of down block. Look how he's able to get back in there. Get back in there and help them out and stop them from getting a touchdown. So that's a really good job by the defense. Look at that game tackling right there.
Yeah,
That probably right there, Tony White likes right there that everybody can get in on the play. And it wasn't a touchdown as much as Rutgers thinks. So now
it
your
was
back is
close. Yeah.
against it was close, but your back's against the wall, right? So
Mhm.
the defense, right, is look, you gotta play every play to stop them from getting in there because you never know what happens after this. So that's first and goal. Rutgers has
Mhm.
all the momentum. Now we're
All of
second
it.
at goal, right? You think like, okay, well, would you be mad if they did it? No, let's go. See, now you're gonna now nature versus nurture. Now look who you got. You got Van Poppel and you got Nash. There's no stunts, no fair dodging. We're just gonna man on man. We're just gonna beat you with our big boys. We're going four big guys or five big. Look at that get off there by Van Poppel. Look
Yeah.
at that shock shed. Look at that right there. Teaching Chape, get up off me, rip there. I'm sure. And then I'm in there, and there's Nash in there. There's Bullock in there. We're
Hmm.
stopping you on second down. So this is a not only a momentum shift, but this is a take care of your heart play right there. 63 is I think he's getting his first start because the starter's out. But
Yep.
look at the get off right there. Look at that leverage, hat in hands, extension, get you off there. You got to be
Ooh.
quicker down there, right? You can't just wall up right there, right? Rip and with good pad level, and then Nash wins right there. So down at the goal line, and Ty's getting in there busy too. So Ty's not giving up an inch, and right, he's still the old boy's still holding him. But good job there by Van Poppel and Nash right there, not only doing their job. Look at this again, right? Get up off of there, right?
Yeah,
Boom.
it's good
Really
stuff from
good,
Van
right? Good
Poppel.
job right there. Good job by Judy not getting washed down and creating a soft A gap right there. Good job there by Bullock and everybody else getting downhill. This is hit it and split it, man on man, zero coverage. We're gonna stop what you do well, which is run a common on guy up the middle.
Third and goal. They tried the pass. Deshaun Singleton right there eats it up.
Yeah, look, you forced them to pass because they were pretty
Hmm.
much at the third and like 10-inch line or 12-inch line or
Hmm.
the 2-inch line, and now you're about third and two, right? You expect to pass. So when they pass it right here, you knew that they were going for it on fourth down. Really
He's a
good,
heavy
hard.
hitter. That's a heavy hit right there.
This is a good open field play right here, right? That you're in a disadvantaged position, right? Close down right here. Boom. I like that physical tackle right there. Come downhill, and make it. That's a hard tackle because look, when they go in motion, you're running through the trash. Now you know exactly who you got. You got great eyes, right? That's different than maybe Illinois game. That's right. You got to get up and celebrate that. This is a good time. This is a big time play, game changing play right here. Momentum shifting play, right? Kept his eyes on his guy, right? Didn't get his eyes in the backfield. Now look out, look at that closing speed. So even if the pass was thrown a little bit outside, which is actually on a good aiming point, Deshaun Singleton did a really, really good job against that tight end by closing down and having the closing speed, but it was all set up by eye discipline, coaching, and execution, by him right. This is a really good. There's no listen. It's a one-on-one tackle right here, mano a mano. You went for it or you tackled him. No yard gain, maybe a half a yard loss. Now we come to fourth down.
Hmm.
Now, okay, now we got fourth down right here.
Yep.
Now, I will tell you, Rutgers offensive coordinator probably gets a little bit of a gold star right here. I would have probably ran it, but not. I'm not sure if you have enough confidence to do it because you can't get anything.
Mm.
And man,
That's not well executed.
that's not well executed. But you know what this play is? Look, if you just pause it right here, pause it right here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Seattle Seahawks against the Patriots. The
There you
only
go.
thing that's different that is the formation with flip. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. There's people that lost jobs. Marshawn Lynch is still mad. Richard Sherman is still mad. Monangai is essentially a Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
They are trying to make Colin McCaddis into Russell Wilson because the offensive coordinator that Rutgers has came over from Minnesota last year's. He's last year's
Kirk
Minnesota's offensive
Soraka.
coordinator, right?
Yep.
Because Soraka, and he's bringing his boy in here,
Hmm.
trying to showboat him, right? What are you trying to do? Play quarterback against quarterback, right here. This is the same play here. I'm dead serious.
Okay.
It's the same play, but this is the same play. Great job by Buford. You got to catch that because you know what's going to happen. You know what happens after that, Steve. You
Yeah.
catch that, you hit the sideline, cock the head back, strike the band up. Good night, Irene. Up
Hmm.
21-0. Look at this play. Great play there by Buford. Wasn't really executed well. Tried to do a little bit of rub route. Look at that right there. Look at this communication, which is great. Communicate. If you can pause it right here,
Yeah.
right at the beginning of the play, Buford and Hartzog communicate, right? Look at this. Look at this communication. Then you got Gifford back in there, right? He's
Hmm.
telling
Yeah.
he's telling one of those two, I got you hard inside help. Look at this right here. We're bracketing right there. Look at that right there. That's improvement from Illinois, right?
Hmm.
And then you got an excellent play here by Buford right here. You got to catch it though. You did everything else. It's like running a marathon or winning the Tour de France, and you blew your tire right at the goal. And look at this right here. But look, you can make this play, but look at Gifford. You see that?
He's right
Great
there.
job there. Yeah, great job there. Great coaching there by Coach Butler and changing a little bit of a technique there. Now you Buford got to get on those ball drills, man. Great job there. Good big fourth down stop. That's essentially equivalent of a turnover, obviously, or a sudden change. Really good job by the defense there to close the deal. And then obviously you want to give a shout out to my man James Williams had a big game.
Hmm.
Ty and Nash had a couple sacks, and Jamari had a tackle for loss. But you got to give it up to big game James Williams. My man's came a long way. Came in as like a walk on, or I don't know where he came up. Just like he just showed up,
He came
and
from
ever since
Iowa
he's
Central Community College.
there, it is. I don't even know where that's at, but
Not even
it
Iowa
sounds.
Western. It's Iowa
You're right.
Central
It
Community
sounds like
College.
that means you're in central Iowa. That means you're in the middle of nowhere. Um, I mean, look, man, big game James has came a long way, and he has shown the knack to rush the passer. And he came up big when they need him yesterday. And I think, for him, there's only, bigger things to come. And so you want to, you want to be proud of his effort. He's actually made a name for himself, but then also you want to give props to the coach and the coaching staff, where it's like
Hmm.
a lot of times a walk on to come in and have that ability like James, and you're like, oh, we won't play him because we feel obligated to somebody else, because they're, scholarship or whatever, maybe
Hmm.
NIL. And my man has just came in and did his thing, and he came up big yesterday, and it was good to see him seal the deal.
There was a cool moment right after James's sack to seal the win on fourth down. He went to the sideline and he shared a hug. He shared a cool moment with Terrence Knighton. Jay, what have you seen from Terrence Knighton's ability to create relationships with his guys to get the best
Yeah.
out of them, as we're kind of seeing with James Williams right now? What have you seen from T Knight?
Well, I think he's created the depth there where he's coaching them
Yeah.
all to get better. And you've seen it right there with Riley Van Poppel. I didn't even know he played 3 games. I thought today or yesterday was his first game.
Hmm.
But I know that the plan was originally redshirt. But look, he's been coaching them even though that he hadn't played a lot, and
Hmm.
he's able to go and have a huge effect in the game. And then as far as guys like James Williams, I think he's got a lot out of Jamari Butler and everybody he's made. I think he's made Ty and Nash, a little bit better or a lot
Hmm.
better. But I think more importantly, it's the relationships that he has with them, because I think it's not all like peaches and cream, right? I think you see the death row, stuff like that, or
Yeah.
and all that. But I also know that when you have that relationship with them that goes, and it's pure, right? Is like he actually cares about the players. You can actually
Yes.
hold them accountable.
Hmm.
So I'm sure you've been on them for the last couple of weeks. They got to raise the level of their game. And that's just not your starters. It's the guy, that comes in, as backups or, rotational players. And so that's how you see like a Judy get better. He's starting to show up a lot more, right? And you have to have, a good relationship with the coach and the player and not turn the page on him so quick, and let him kind of find his way, right? Even though Judy was a 5-star recruit, he's finding his way to be more of a consistent player. And when he does that, Knighton's getting him in. You've seen Davis, number 97, get in there He's a younger guy, a freshman or sophomore,
Yep.
and he's going in there making plays. And then you got all the, Prince Well and all those guys. And so I think it's, a credit to him. And obviously for where James Williams came, he's really, I read a little bit of it. He's had some
Yep.
unfortunate stuff with family passing away. And so, he's really diving into this, family atmosphere, not only with the team, but more importantly, with that defensive line coach. So I think it's only going to get better in the future.
Jay, one more before we get out of here. So Nebraska's heading into the first of two bye weeks this season. As a player, I mean, just from your own experiences, how did you treat a bye week? What are the players going to be doing on the weekend? Without a game, just what's it like for a player with a bye week coming up?
It depends. I think the rules changed, like because I think they only can practice a certain amount of days,
Okay.
so I don't know what they're doing, but the bye week I think is, you can get back to fundamentals. When I was playing, it was hard. It was like spring ball, no meetings. We were straight out there getting after it, trying to continue to sharpen our knife. So, I think the biggest message I would give the players: let's get better through the bye week. Let's get healthy. Let's get better. Let's get
Mhm.
refocused and re-energized. We're close to being bowl eligible. Let's not just be okay with 6 wins. Let's go up there and shock the world and essentially beat an upstart team in Indiana. So I feel like they match up well against them. I think they match up better against Indiana than any team that Indiana's faced. And so now you got to put in a good week's work because you got to expect Indiana's doing the same because they're on a bye week. So we're going to come off the bye week, no advantage. And then the only way that we get an advantage is that we create it in what we do in the bye week, self-scout, both individually, collectively, and holistically as a, individual player, unit, offense, defense, special teams, and as a team. And then, go up there and, raise a little hell a little bit.
6-0 Indiana, 5-1 Nebraska. Big game in Bloomington, Indiana. Maybe not a lot of people maybe saw that coming at
No,
the beginning of the
nobody saw
season.
that coming. But you know what the
Yeah.
goal should be?
But
Getting on that plane, leaving from Bloomington, which only has one good restaurant. I'm telling you that right now.
oh no,
Only one
shots
good
fired.
restaurant. Besides that, I'm just telling you, man. I mean,
What
that's all
what's
right.
the restaurant?
I don't know. I gotta ask Jerry Gennardo, but it's really only one good restaurant. I think it's his old restaurant.
Oh,
Is
cool.
the is when Nebraska gets on the plane that they have the same record as Indiana. That's the goal. And so you do that, and then business will be handled and justice be served.
Perfect. Awesome. So, Jay, loved it again. Love listening to you break down the game and learn a little something each time. So, for Jay Foreman, I am Steve Mark, and that was a Blackshirt Breakdown Rutgers style. We'll catch y'all later.